Fantasy RPGs let you live entire lifetimes in worlds that don't exist. Over decades of gaming, only 15 truly earned legendary status. These are the games where choices haunted you, where you stayed up until 3 a.m. because you needed to know what happened next, where saying goodbye to your party felt like losing real friends. Number 7 literally created an entire genre that dominates gaming today. And number 1, it's not what just won Game of the Year. It's the 22-year-old masterpiece that set the standard nobody's matched since. Let's rank the greatest fantasy RPGs ever made.
Planescape Torment asks one question: what can change the nature of a man? Then it spends 60 hours making you wrestle without answer. You're the Nameless One, an immortal who keeps dying and losing his memories. You wake up in a morgue with Morte, a talking skull, as your guide. This 1999 game is text-heavy, basically a novel with combat attached. But the writing is incredible. You can talk your way through the entire game. High wisdom unlocks past life memories. High charisma lets you convince enemies to give up. The city of Sigil is packed with demons, angels, and philosophical weirdos. Your companions are puzzles themselves. Fall from Grace is a chaste succubus running a brothel for intellectual conversation. Dakon's blade changes based on his beliefs. Every dialogue peels back layers of your mysterious past. It's not for everyone, but if you want an RPG that treats you like an adult, this is it.
Dark Souls 3 is From Software taking everything they learned and perfecting it. Released in 2016, this is the series at its peak. Lothric is dying, the fire is fading, and you're one of the unkindled, basically a failed hero getting one last shot. Combat borrowed speed from Bloodborne, but kept that weighty Souls feel. Every weapon has a unique weapon art that changes how you fight. The bosses are spectacular. The Abyss Watchers fight like a deadly ballet. The Nameless King tests everything you've learned. And Slave Knight Gale takes place at the literal end of the world. What makes this special is how it wraps up the trilogy. Locations from the first game return, aged and broken. The lore ties together Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and Dark Souls 2. When you finally choose to link the fire or let it fade, you feel the weight of that decision. This is dark fantasy perfected.
In 1995, Square assembled a dream team: Final Fantasy's creator, Dragon Quest creator, and Dragon Ball's artist, and made the perfect JRPG. You start in a medieval kingdom, accidentally get thrown through time, and have to stop an alien parasite from destroying the world in 1999. You travel through prehistory, the Middle Ages, a post-apocalyptic future, and the end of time itself. Combat happens directly on the map, with no transitions. Characters combine abilities into dual and triple techs. Chrono and Luca launch fire sword attacks. Frog and Robo do spinning blade combos. Time travel actually matters. Save a forest in 600 AD, and it's thriving in 1000 AD. The game has 13 different endings based on when you defeat the final boss. New Game Plus lets you fight him early for secret endings. No grinding, no filler, every moment counts. 25 years later, people still call this the perfect RPG.
Dragon Quest XI proves traditional JRPGs aren't dead. They just need to be done right. This 2017 game is pure classic JRPG, and it's incredible. You're the luminary, marked by destiny to save the world. Problem is, everyone thinks you're actually the Darkspawn, destined to destroy it. The king throws you in prison, your hometown gets attacked. This flips the hero's journey completely. The world is gorgeous, with an orchestral soundtrack that'll melt your heart. Each region has its own culture: Venice-inspired cities, Arabian deserts, Japanese villages. The party members are genuinely well-written. Eric the Thief, twin mages Veronica and Serena, Sylvando the performer, you actually care about their personal stories. Turn-based combat is polished to perfection. Pet powers let charged-up party members combine for devastating attacks. There's a massive post-game that doubles the story length, then hits you with a time travel twist. This proves traditional can still be perfect.
BioWare in 2009 was unstoppable, and Dragon Age Origins was their dark fantasy masterpiece. The origin stories are genius. You don't just pick a race, you get a full hour-long prologue. Human noble, watch your family get massacred. City elf, experience racism and violence firsthand. These choices affect the entire game. The Blight is coming. Darkspawn, led by an archdemon, are to destroy Ferelden. You're a Grey Warden, and most of your order just got wiped out. You have to unite a fractured kingdom, deal with civil war, choose a king, and gather an army from factions that hate each other. Tactical combat is brutal. You pause, position, coordinate abilities. The real heart is the choices. Save a city or defile it. Preserve the mages or destroy them. Companions can leave or fight you if you're awful. Morrigan, Alistair, Sten, these are some of BioWare's best characters. This is dark fantasy done right.
After Final Fantasy VII went cyberpunk and Final Fantasy VIII went contemporary, Square returned to classic fantasy with 9. Fans lost their minds. This is Final Fantasy going back to its roots with genuine heart and emotion. Zidane is a thief with a monkey tail who's actually kind and optimistic. The cast subverts expectations. The Black Mage is a child learning about mortality. The princess chooses to be kidnapped. The Grumpy Knight is all bluster. Vivi's story about manufactured mages facing their programmed death is one of gaming's most emotional arcs. The world has this storybook quality. Airship cities, magical forests, crystals of light. The 4 crystals return. The job system is back. Active time battle is perfected here. You learn skills from equipment, master them, then use them with different gear. What makes 9th special is its themes. Finding meaning in finite life. Identity when you don't know where you came from. The ending with Zidane removing his hood is so simple yet powerful. This is fantasy with a soul.
Before Baldur's Gate 3, Larian made this 2017 masterpiece that proved they were the real deal. You're a sorcerer, someone with magical powers. Problem is, you're declared a dangerous criminal. You start on a prison ship, escape, and discover you're destined to become the next divine. The character creation is wild. Pick from 6 origin characters with unique stories, or create your own. Play as Fane, an undead scholar, or Loz, a musician possessed by a demon. Your race matters. Being undead changes how you heal and how people react. Combat is pure chaos. Water conducts electricity, oil catches fire, blood can be electrified. Teleport enemies into chasms, turn them into chickens, or just cheese fights with barrels. The game rewards creativity. Don't like a fight? Sneak around it, or talk your way out. The freedom is incredible. Kill any NPC, break quests, find unintended solutions. Co-op lets you work against your party if you want. This game trusts you to make your own story.
There's gaming before Dark Souls and gaming after. In 2011, From Software refined Demon Souls and created something that influenced a decade of games. Lordran is dying, the gods have abandoned it, and you're an undead cursed to resurrect forever while slowly going hollow. The world design is genius. Firelink Shrine connects to branching paths that loop back on themselves. Unlock shortcuts that make you realize, I'm back here? The whole world is a 3D Metroidvania with no fast travel early on. You learn the layout, find shortcuts, master the routes. Combat is methodical. Every action uses stamina. Swing too much and you're vulnerable. Every enemy can kill you. Ornstein and Smo is still one of gaming's hardest fights. But when you beat that boss that's been destroying you, the rush is unmatched. The lore is told through item descriptions, no quest markers, no hand-holding. Dark Souls showed that players will engage with obtuse systems if the world is rich enough. It proved less guidance can mean more engagement.
In 2000, BioWare released what many call the greatest CRPG ever made. You wake up in a cage. A wizard named John Irenicus has been experimenting on you, stealing something tied to your Ballspawn heritage. You're a child of the god of murder. He has your friend Imoen. You need to find him. Athkatla is one of the most reactive cities in RPG history. Thieves join guilds, mages fight the cowled wizards, clerics have temple quests. Class-based strongholds give you bases that change everything. Fighters defend keeps, mages explore planar spheres. The companions are legendary. Minsk and his hamster Boo became icons. Viconia is a drow fleeing her evil past. Edwin is the most arrogant wizard ever. Party members argue, form friendships, fall in love. Romances take the entire game to develop. The story explores heritage and destiny. Are you defined by your evil father? Can you choose to be good? The Ballspawn saga asks hard questions and trusts you to answer them.
In 2022, From Software and George R.R. Martin did the impossible. They made a Souls game everyone could love. Elden Ring threw Dark Souls into a massive open world. The Lands Between is a shattered realm where demigods war over Elden Ring shards. You're a Tarnished, called back to become the Elden Lord. The open world changes everything. Hit a wall, just leave and come back stronger. Every direction has content. Hidden caves, minor dungeons, world bosses, secrets everywhere. The Legacy dungeons show true Souls design. Stormville Castle is a vertical masterpiece. Lyondell is bigger than most Souls areas. Combat got major upgrades. Ashes of War customize weapons. Spirit Ashes give you summons. Jump attacks and mounted combat add new dimensions. Bosses are incredible. Starscourge Radahn is an army-sized battle. Millennia became infamous for being brutally hard. The lore written with George R.R. Martin is dense mythology. Elden Ring exceeded every expectation. This is dark fantasy at its most ambitious.
In 1997, Final Fantasy VII changed everything. It brought JRPGs mainstream, sold the PlayStation, and created a phenomenon that's still going 30 years later. You're Cloud Strife, a mercenary working for eco-terrorists fighting Shinra, a corporation draining the planet's life. What starts as a story about corporate evil becomes something far bigger, a tale about identity, trauma, and memory. The materia system is brilliant. Equip crystallized knowledge to learn spells and skills. Mix and match, link them for combinations. It's flexible and rewards experimentation. Limit breaks turn desperate moments into opportunities. The characters define it. Cloud's journey from cocky merc to broken man questioning his existence is one of gaming's best arcs. Sephiroth is the ultimate villain. Aerith's death shocked a generation and remains one of gaming's most emotional moments. The scope was unprecedented. 3 discs, multiple continents, secret superbosses. The themes still resonate. Environmental destruction, corporate greed, mental health. This showed games could rival films and books.
In 2011, Bethesda released a game that defined the decade. Skyrim is a phenomenon, released on everything from consoles to smart fridges. You're the Dragonborn, the only one who can kill dragons by absorbing their souls. Alduin the World Eater has returned to end the world. That's the main quest, but you can completely ignore it. You can spend 200 hours as a blacksmith, join assassins, become archmage without casting combat spells. The game doesn't care. The world is massive and alive. Nordic ruins, climbable mountains, cities with politics. Random encounters make roads dangerous. You stumble onto quest lines just by talking in taverns. The modding community transformed this game. Photorealistic graphics? There's a mod. Survival mechanics? Mods. Thomas the Tank Engine Dragons? Yep. Bethesda keeps updating it. Skyrim has been released more times than we can count. What makes it special is immersion. Jeremy Soul's soundtrack makes everything epic. Guild questlines are memorable. Skyrim respects your choices. 14 years later, people still play it.
In 2015, CD Projekt Red proved open-world RPGs could have incredible writing. You're Geralt, a witcher hunting monsters. Your adopted daughter Ciri is being hunted by the Wild Hunt. What starts as a search becomes an epic about parenthood, destiny, and fate. The open world is alive. Every village has problems. The Bloody Baron questline is better than most games. A tragedy about domestic abuse and war handled with real nuance. Side quests are short stories. A troll guards a bridge because he's lonely. A ghost haunts a well. Even monster contracts have layers. Choices genuinely matter. Decisions from hour one affect the ending. Who rules affects the world. Romance choices have consequences. 3 main endings and dozens of variations based on your actions. I beat it and immediately replayed to see what changed. Combat is tactical. Signs for crowd control, swords for damage, alchemy for prep. The DLC is essential. Hearts of Stone has one of gaming's best villains. Blood and Wine gives you an entire new region. The Witcher 3 raised the bar for RPGs.
In 2023, Larian Studios released the new standard for RPGs. You're infected with a mind flayer tadpole. You should be transforming into a monster, but you're not. Why? That's what you need to figure out. The production quality is insane. Fully voiced dialogue, motion capture, 170 hours of cinematics. Every race and class has unique dialogue. Play as a drow and people fear you. Play Dragonborn and guards are wary. The reactivity goes incredibly deep. The companions are phenomenal. Shadowheart hides secrets about her goddess. Astarion deals with centuries of vampire abuse. Gale has a nuke in his chest. Every companion has hours of content and romance options. Combat uses Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, turn-based tactical perfection. Shove enemies off cliffs, light oil on fire, cast darkness and fight blind enemies. The freedom breaks the game. You can kill anyone, break quest lines, find unintended solutions. Speedrunners beat it in 10 minutes by throwing someone at the final boss. Baldur's Gate 3 showed what's possible when you respect players and give them real agency.
Morrowind from 2002 is the greatest fantasy RPG ever made. Not Baldur's Gate 3 or Witcher 3, this weird alien game that treated you like an adult. You arrive as a prisoner. An old man gives you gold and releases you. That's it. No tutorial, no quest markers, no map markers. You get directions like, head east to the big rock, then north, and you figure it out. The world is genuinely alien. Giant mushrooms, floating jellyfish, architecture from bug shells. This isn't generic medieval Europe. The politics and religion are complex. The tribunal temple, ashlanders, noble houses all have agendas. You're supposedly the Nerevarine, a reincarnated hero. But are you really? The game never confirms it. You could be genuine or just someone who fits the prophecy. The ambiguity is intentional. Build variety is unmatched. Make an alchemist who flies across the map, a thief using telekinesis to pick locks, enchant boots to jump over mountains. The game is breakable, and that's fine. Morrowind treated players like adults. It expected effort. It rewarded exploration. It let you break it. It never compromised for mass appeal. That's why it's number 1.